We are here doing the final recce in southern Albania. These are the Chiobe Mountains behind me, and we are at the start point. So today, day one of the recce. Now we're here. We're going to be doing the first 50 kilometers of the 100-kilometer race. So running the entire route, we've got the vehicles that are drive around meet-up points, plenty of bits that are on trail. We can't even take these 4x4s on. And we're just going to make sure that it's nice and safe. We've got all the right routing, the most picturesque bits that we can find. We are here in the winter, so there's quite a bit of snow on the mountains at the top, and we've got a bit of rain today, but we'll be here in September where it's going to be very different conditions on race day. We're just approaching checkpoint 1 on day 1 of the 50k. So we've just come over the mountains here, and the terrain's quite mixed. There's some scrubby underneath, a lot of bushes, and where we've had the winter rains, a lot of the path's been washed away. So we're just making sure we've got the path right. Almost exactly 10 kilometers. This will be checkpoint 1. Where we come in, we've got the water station here. A bit of shade, and this is where we'll have at least one medic, a physiotherapist with a table, and some crew, so you'll have the water here, and any medical supplies, any medical support, or anything that's needed to get you back on the way so we can head off to checkpoint 2. The weather, as I said at the start, is obviously still quite wintry, but it is still 16 degrees. I'm still sweating a lot running here, even though it's not as pleasant as it's going to be in September. We're just running through a national park. So this is an ancient Roman city, which then became Greek and then Ottoman and everything else afterwards. It's a beautiful park to literally run through the middle of all of these ruins. We've got the snow-capped peaks behind us, and we're heading down the hill as we head towards checkpoint 2. We are on day 2 of the recce. We started at the Ottoman Bridge, finished at yesterday, which was checkpoint 2. From there, went flat for about 1 kilometer and up into the mountain. So the mountain you can just see behind me, the high pass that's in the middle, the saddle, that's the bit we came over. The checkpoint 3 is at the top of that. It's about 9 kilometers of climbing up the mountain, obviously up the re-entry, up the spur, but it's still quite hard going. But when you reach the top of that, if you turn around, you can see everything we've done already, all the way to the start point. And if you look this way, you can see the next 70 kilometers from there, all the way where the campsite's going to be, where the finish line will be, and even where the race hotel will be, and Corfu Island, there's stuff in the distance. Absolutely stunning point to have a checkpoint. As you come down, we're down switchbacks all the way, so it's not real steep incline down. It gives you a bit of gradual to be able to get motoring and get running after the hard move up the hill. But down the switchbacks all the way into where we are here, which will be checkpoint 4. And from here it's 10 kilometers, predominantly downhill, just there's one more little incline, and then we are into the campsite for the night. We have arrived at the monastery, which will be the campsite. So you can see the mountains behind me, that's where we've come over. So that's checkpoint 3 at the top of there. Checkpoint 4 was halfway. Then it's predominantly downhill until you hit some other hills, much smaller than the mountain we climbed first. And then up over them, and then from there you've got the view all across here where you can see this cathedral. This is where we're come in, and this will be the finish line of day 1. All around where I am now is going to be where the campsite is, so we're going to have all the 2-person tents all around here. The hot water station for the food. The massage tables, the medics, everyone will be here with this absolutely amazing backdrop to look at behind us. This is the 25-kilometre start point. Being an ultra marathon and being a trail run, it's about 26-27 kilometres from here to the finish line at Barint. The runners will start here for the 25k, the 50k and 100k runners will also run through here, so they'll all be on the same trail. Up the big mountain that's behind me, sort of going up one of the spurs. Once we reach the top, not the highest peak, but the top of the ridge line, it's going to be following that ridge line all the way along what you can see behind me. On the left-hand side, over there, you see all the mountains that we've come from and all the mountains behind them. On the right-hand side, it's the Ionian Sea, Corfu Island, the finish line. So it's utter stunner views all the way along that ridge line. Once you get to the end of it, it's down and you're on the way in then towards the finish line and the coasts and that cold beer overlooking the Ionian Sea. As we leave checkpoint 4, you set off along the side of the reservoir before dropping down and cutting predominantly through lanes and farmers' fields, seeing some of the wildlife and everything. 10.5 kilometres from checkpoint 4 to the finish line. And as we approach it, you will see an old castle there. That's the first bit of history that you're going to run past. You're then going to hit the river, the estuary as the sea is flowing through, and there is a small ferry for you to cross. There'll be someone there to meet you onto the ferry, and then you are literally running in to the national park, through the Roman village, and then in. As we move then, we're going to come in to finish in the theatre here, so inside the history itself of the theatre, where there will be the finishing arch waiting for you and a very nice big shiny medal on that finish line.